Welcome to the channel, everybody. Level M Diecast is the spot. Yes, you read that right. Brand spanking new moving parts, Matchbox moving parts 2025. This is the C case for the year. This is mix number 3. Did pick this up from JCar. Always good to buy from JCar. Usually get stuff relatively quick. We're going to go through the case. We're going to crack everything open, do the whole shebang, just so that everybody knows what is in the mix. Of course, get the piece of cardboard out of there. Of course, there is 8 models in the mix. We will pull some stuff out the mix. We'll take a look. Take a look at the first one right here. 2006 Ford Crown Victoria. This one we have not seen in the moving parts for a little bit. This one is number 8 of 50 for the year. Kind of interesting. Usually they have 54 for the chase pieces, but looks like they're just going to say 50 moving forward. So the Ford Crown Victoria Police, that one is a pretty nice one. Next one up, 1995 Chevy C1500. This one right here is going to be 41 of 50. This one was pretty decently hard to get last year as the debut in gold. But this one should be a little bit easier to come across this year because there is no chase in this case, by the way. So no chase to hunt down. All right, brand spanking new for 2025, our 2016 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon with some surfboards on there. Looks pretty good. It has a little arrow. That means these surfboards are removable. This particular one is 12 of 50, so keep a track of those numbers. 2 Jeep Rubicons in there, so you get 2 Rubicons. Very, very nice. We'll set the extra ones to the side. All right, next one up, 1961 Chevy Corvair ramp side truck. This was a new casting last year. This is just the second color. This one in red, looking very, very nice. 16 of 50 is the number for our Corvair. You get 2 Corvairs in this case, so we'll set the second one to the side. Next one up, oh yes, 1978 Ford Bronco. Looking very, very, very fancy. 20 of 50 for that one. Looking really, really cool. Set that one down there. And then the very last one in the case is the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat 2020. Interesting. Black wheel, no black wheel. Black wheel on the card art up here. Wonder if there'll be a variation for that at some point. I guess we'll see. 48 of 50 is the number for that one. Let's get the case off the situation here. Let's split these up. There are 6 total models in the mix. Let's go ahead and start with that good old Crown Victoria. So we'll get our Crown Victoria cracked out of here. Of course, you know, still uses the same packaging we've seen for quite some time now. Push it out of the little container section here. There we go. There is our Crown Victoria. That is for Sky Busters Police. 1140 is the unit on there. It says AFD security. I'm sorry, AFB security. Sorry about that. The rear doors are the opening feature. You can tell the silver's a little bit different. Not too bad. Very disappointing right here. So if you see on the top there in the light bar, it says taxi. So they're using the wrong window insert, and I don't know why they're doing that. There's 2 window inserts for this car. There's the taxi insert window, and then there's a police bar insert to utilize whichever they're using for. Clearly, this is a police car. They should be using the police light bar, but it is the taxi one. You can see it does say taxi embossed on there. That's disappointing. Headlights in the front are lensed. Looks pretty decent. Not too shabby, of course. The opening feature is, of course, the doors, so we'll get the doors cracked open. The doors are blue, so that you get the blue window. So we'll get those cracked open. Ooh, a little bit stiff on the opening of the doors, but you see they're all trans blue, just so that you can get the window in there, and the window matches the rest of them. So I do like the fact that they did that. The paint's a little bit opaque. It's not horribly bad, but could be a little bit better. But that's what it looks like with the doors open. Of course, the base deets. Those 2 little rivet spots are what hold the door in on the backside. So it's not too shabby, not too shabby. The taillights are done with the side pass, which is unfortunate. So couldn't get a little bit of extra print for the rear on this one, which is definitely unfortunate. But nice to see that we still get, you know, this casting, just because we haven't seen this casting for a little bit. So we'll set that up there. Next one up, we'll take a look at that Chevy 1500. This was a new casting last year. It was super, super popular. It was a little bit difficult to acquire simply because it was in a case that had a chase, and the chase replaced the truck, which was a really horrible move on the Matchbox team side. Full prints on the front, looks good. The headlight print looks very, very good on there. Super shiny, but looks very, very nice. Very, very cool. Side profile looks good as well. No print on the side, but it does have full print on the back. Chevy across the tailgate looks very, very good. It has the chrome base, which is extremely nice. This truck has two moving features. Of course, the tailgate comes down, which looks extremely good. Works very, very well. Stays up there very nicely. And then, of course, it's got a under the hood. And there is actually print there as well. So lots of print underneath the hood. Looks good. Looks good. It's all painted black with some bits painted on top of it. A little bit of detail for like the battery and the air cleaner. And looks like maybe power steering pump, alternator, that kind of stuff. Looks pretty good. So this guy gets a little bit of extra print, which is nice. So probably why we lacked some print on the Crown Victoria, but very, very cool. And then, of course, that nice butterscotch interior, which is very, very nice. Very, very, very good one to follow up. All right, the back in the day version, I guess you could say, of that one, 61 Chevy Corvair Ramside truck. This one debuted at the last case, I think it was the very last case, of 2024, which has made this model a little bit difficult to acquire. This one in red and white looks very, very good. The white does a very good job of wrapping around the front end. Full front prints on this one looks good. There's your Chevy symbol, and it says Chevy in the grill, which looks fantastic. Of course, it has inkjet printing, so that's why it looks a little bit like dot matrix when you get super close up, you know, kind of pixelated. But when you get further away, it looks perfectly fine. Of course, that is the moving feature right here on the side is, of course, the Ramside truck. It does have a click in there. I guess I don't have the camera low enough to show that, but it does touch the ground, and it looks perfectly fine. It works perfectly fine. It is all metal. The ramp is all metal, and then it just goes right up there. And, of course, it stays up there, no problem. It's a pretty good model. There's no print on the back, and then, of course, it does have that nice chrome base to keep the bumpers chrome, so definitely makes it look a little bit more, feature-rich, I guess you can say. All right, 1978 Ford Bronco. This casting was also in Collector's Mix number 1 for 2025, which I have still yet to find. I'm still looking for the Bronco, but at least we get the moving parts Bronco right here. Now, we have seen this in just two colors, but it's been in the standard moving parts just once. It was in a blue with white. Now we get it in a kind of copper color with the same white. Looks good. Uses the same 6-spoke utilities, which looks good. The canopy section right here on the back is a separate piece, but it does not come off. It is not a separate piece or nothing like that. Full prints on the back, says Ford. Taillights done up very, very nicely. Full side prints on there as well. A little bit of prints on the upper fender right there, although you can't quite read out what it says, but it does say Bronco. There we go. There we go. Kind of can see it. This one has an opening hood as the opening feature. Prints in there look very, very good. It is all printed up, which is nice. The hood does not stay open. It never has, and it probably never will. It's a relatively bigger metal piece, but I think it looks good underneath the hood. I got that Ford blue. And then there's your base deets right there. Nothing particularly fancy. Chrome front end, so it doesn't need any print, but a very, very good model nonetheless, for sure. All right, next one, a 2020 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat. Very nice that they get to put Hellcat on there. It's not meant to be a bad word. That's literally what the car is called. Very disappointed that it doesn't have black wheels. I think the black wheels looks fantastic. The card art looks fantastic. Looks way better with the black wheels, but it does have just silver painted 5 spokes. I was a little bit disappointing with that one. So at first maybe you pull it out and you might think that just the back one was painted black, but that's not the case. Ooh, this one's in there a little bit tight. Let's get this out. There is our Charger. It has a little bit of print on the side just for the Hellcat logo. Full prints on the front. Looks good. It says SRT in the grill. The prints are pretty good. It's maybe a little bit shifted to the left. Just a hair. Not too big. Not too big of a deal. Details in the back look good. It says Hellcat on the plate. Let's see the state on that one. Oh, can't quite read the state. But it says Charger on one side, says SRT on the other. Taillights look good with the Dodge in there. And of course, this one has an opening hood. And unfortunately, still no print underneath the hood. All versions so far have had no print underneath the hood, which is very, very disappointing. I would have easily given up the Hellcat logo if we could have just got some print underneath the hood. But details look pretty good, and you can see that supercharged down in there. This is another one that the hood does not stay open, but at least it opens up big enough. And then, of course, there is your base deets. Not too shabby, not too shabby. We'll put this guy right here. And then, of course, the last one in the mix, of course, our only brand new casting in the mix, 2016 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Why we needed a new Jeep as a new casting, I don't know. There will be people that disagree with me with that. But I really don't feel like this was something that was, necessary. It is a bigger casting, so there's not a lower section here, so this will just come theoretically right out. And then, of course, right away, the surfboards pop right out. There is a little notch in there that holds the surfboards in there. So that is something new. That is not a configuration we've seen before. Maybe that'll be a new standardized version, and we'll be able to swap pieces and parts. So full prints on the front, looks pretty good. Of course, this is a brand spanking new casting, ground up casting. Uses the utility big spokes. This is a pretty large wheel, and the casting selection that have used this wheel is pretty slow, or pretty minimal, but it's pretty much been all Jeep, which is okay. Details on the back look pretty good. It does have the matching spare tire, which is nice. All the prints, even the print for the bars for the swing arm, and even the little third brake light, which is very, very cool. This does have opening doors as its actual moving feature, so technically you could say that this casting has two things to it, which is actually kind of nice. A little bit of detail on the inside of the door panel, which looks pretty good. The doors open pretty good, and then of course we'll take the surfboards off there. There's your interior. The interior looks pretty nice. There's some cargo in the back. Hopefully there is no variation on that cargo because you cannot see into the back with this closed. So if anybody finds one that doesn't have a couple pieces of cargo in the back seat, drop a comment and let me know, and I will know to take a look at that one. So we'll close this up. There is your base deets. There is your brand spanking new man number right there. 1549 is the brand new man number. Then, of course, there was a little bit of print on the surfboards themselves that don't stay on there very well. I'm just being frank with you, they don't stay on there all that well. So I'll throw that there. So there you go. That is mix number 3 for 2025 Matchbox Moving Parts. A very, very good mix. Wish they'd used the right window. Other than that, very good versions of all these new ones. And, of course, we do get one brand spanking new casting in the mix, and there is no chase in this mix. There was a chase in the last mix. That was the Ford Mustang. So anyways, we're going to roll out. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about those. Let me know what you think about mix number 3, Moving Parts 2025. Peace.